G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. Today we're on Cliffside, an action-packed map where we start only meters away from each other on this map. How far away do you reckon these guys actually are? Because it's definitely not kilometers. I reckon these guys can probably smell each other from the other side. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Let's introduce our players for today. Spawning in the south of the map in the color orange. Playing as the Juicy Legacy, it's the Duck, aka Kiljadi. And in the north of the map, in the color blue, playing as the Byzantines, it's Vortex. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cliffside. A pleasure to have your company today. We've got ourselves a action-packed game, undoubtedly. The Byzantines always going to be a fun civilization, and we've also got an action-packed player, Vortex, notorious for his aggression. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to be throwing out today because, well, up against the Juicy Legacy, they've got a lot of tools that they can use early on in the game. In particular, I'm thinking about the Zhukunnu. It's going to be tough for Vortex to find a way to deal with it, but I'm sure he'll work a way into it. Of course, we're talking about the Javelin Thrower. The Javelin Thrower is notoriously difficult to deal with as the Juicy Legacy. They've also got the Longbow as well, so technically 2 units that will be able to counter the Juicy Legacy. So from the perspective of Kiljadi, I'm curious to see how he looks to play this matchup. Mainly because, in my mind, it makes sense to be going into Palace Guards sooner rather than later. Palace Guards do well against both of those units. In fact, if we think about the Palace Guard, it actually does well against every single Byzantine unit except for the Keshik, which is available. So it could be a little bit of a bait not to be going for the Keshik, but at the same time, I mean, it's the correct answer to go for the Javelin, to go for the Longbow. So we'll have to see what the play is for Vortex. Now, we'll get the drink of the day out of the way nice and early. I know you folks are always interested to know what the drink of the day is. I think of the last video that we did, we left it right to the end. Today, it's Red Bull. It's Red Bull. It's just a cool, calm, crisp Red Bull. It's currently, I don't know what the time is for me at the moment. Oh, I've got my phone here. 4:35 a.m. But you'll hear from my voice that I've just woken up, and I'm enjoying, I tell you what, I'm enjoying waking up this early in the morning. God, it's so good, man. It's so good. I tell my wife every single day, how's life been keeping this one secret from me? I can't believe it, man. I tell you what, they need to... Someone needs to write a book about all these little things that's like really important that you should start doing in life, and like waking up early. Oh man, I sound like an old person. I was gonna say I sound like my dad. Damn it, man, they did write a book. It was called Parents. Gah, you hate it when your parents are right. Anyway, we're here. Landmarks starting to come up. The age up's on the way through. Meditation Gardens. How are we doing on the back here? Is this a double? This could be a double stone. My mouse just did that thing. That's already 2 times in 3 minutes. That's a lot. I'm tempted to try and use another mouse, but like, there's no way that it's my mouse. It can't possibly be my mouse. I should probably talk to some other casters and see if they've got the issue as well. But maybe they don't use the middle mouse scroll button. But even then, like, there's nothing in the middle mouse button that determines. Like, there's no sensitivity input. It's either on or it's off. It's not like how far you're moving things. It just doesn't make sense. And even then, like, if I wanted to get it to move the same way, like, it's a real jolt that you have to give it. And even then, it's not me. It's not me. It's not me. Age up comes through for Vortex very early. 342 coming down. Also have the barracks on the way. Right on board with him as the scout around the back of the map has done a good job with the sheep. 10 sheep. I think it's been pretty even when it comes to the sheep count. 6 here. I suspect he's probably taken a couple out. Have we got more sheep? We've got 2 more over here. So it looks like things are okay on this spawn. So we'll call it an acceptable amount. Age up comes through as well for Kiljadi. I'm just going to say, I think it's Kiljadi. I didn't actually double check before this match, but like previously Kiljadi was the one playing with the name The Duck. So I'm just going to hope that it's still Kiljadi playing with the Duck. And I'm going to also hope that my memory serves me right, that it was Kiljadi that played with the Duck name. So anyway, it could be a bit awkward if it's not. Like, what if it's like Voldemar or something? Anyway, Kiljadi's going to get the credit for this one. Good luck. Good luck. Professional scouts on the way through now for Kiljadi as well. How about let's just call him the Duck, just in case it's not. Maybe it's a humanoid duck. That's an alien type that we have not heard about. Okay, you've heard about like aliens, right? But what about humanoid ducks? Think about that. Could you imagine like a duck and he's at a lemonade stand and he's just trying to sell you lemonade? Oh, that would be scary. He said to the wait, no, the duck goes to the lemonade stand. He doesn't actually he doesn't sell the lemonade. All right, first Lemetni is out. I think you just stick it on the outpost here. Maybe move that one villager around now. There we go. Vill moves around. Yeah, he's fine. So that's that juicy legacy slash Chinese build speed that's coming in hot right there. Manages to get the outpost up. He's also going to be putting the hand cannon slits in, which makes me think, if anything, he could be looking to play into a bit of a fast castle style play. So the most popular play at the moment definitely seems to be around professional scouts. After you do professional scouts, you can kind of do anything that you like. But the key here is that for the Juicy Legacy, they don't really have an answer to the longbow or to the... What have we got? Let's take a look and see. To the longbow. So they don't really have an answer to the longbow until the Castle Age. You can technically do palace guards, but in my experience, it's always just felt a little bit weird because once you age up, you've got access to +2 ranged armor. You get an extra ranged armor on your palace guards. It feels a lot nicer. So let's just assume that that's the run that he's going to make at the moment. 3 Lemetni towards the north, down to the south. Hunt is getting slowly taken in. There's a second Lemetni here. I didn't see that Lemetni. He was kind of hiding underneath the scout, and you can see that Kiljadi's not paying attention either. First one went down. Second one now going to come out. Jukunu going to be able to defend. Village going to be thrown down as well, just to give himself a little bit more housing population, but he loses the one scout there. So a little bit painful early on for Kiljadi. It's not a huge deal, but still it hurts. Jukunu forcing back these annoying Lemetni. Speaking of Lemetni, let's do a quick check on Vortex and see how he's doing back at home, because it doesn't look like he is he's not slowing up at all. He is going absolutely ham right now. He's looking to put the herd on. Now keep in mind that these longbows, I love the way that he's just rallied them towards this position, has not told them to come together as a group. They should be able to find an angle. I don't know how much coverage we've got here. I don't know if this is accurate. There's a good chance that this actually covers all the way out here. They could technically fire from the top down, but I think that's probably a little bit far. He's going to try and go for it. Let's have a look and see. Everybody jumps inside. He's just going to commit 100%. Well, look at the timing from the duck right now. He knew exactly what was going on. Immediately, the moment that he comes in, the upgrade comes through. What amazing timing that was from Kiljadi. That is impressive, man. The foresight that you have to know to do that is insane. Jeez, that is good. He hasn't mined a single bit of stone, by the way. Speaking of stone, this is a 2 for right here. He did get the 2. This is actually really good meditation. There it was. That was the 3rd one. Go back and review it. You can see that was my little mouse thing. This is a really good meditation gardens. I'm going to send that to the devs. Hold on, 750, somewhere in the region of 750. Okay, I'll make sure to send it to the devs because I should write that down. Somebody leave me a comment. Say, Drongo, send this to the devs. Thank you. There's a whole lot of... There's a process that I got to go through in my head, and there's a chance I might forget it. Anyway, Meditation Garden's going to be put under pressure here. I'm just going to put my feet up at the moment. I'm just going to put my feet up, and we're going to enjoy this cast because, you know, I'm chilling out. It's 4 a.m. in the morning. 4 a.m. in the morning. So I saw that comment. It was like, you know, it's 2 a.m. when you have to say it's 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm assuming that you said that just because it's like, I'm so tired that I say 2 a.m. in the morning rather than just 2 a.m. or 2 o'clock in the morning. I had to double clarify that it was really in the morning and it was 2 a.m. Anyway, there you go. We'll switch it over to income per minute. We're at 9 minutes, normally a little bit earlier than what I'd like, but we don't want to forget that. And look at Kiljadi. He says, you know what? We're just going to go for a little bit of a trade here. Still not looking for that age up, or at least not saving for that age up. Meanwhile, for Vortex, he's doing the same thing. Does he actually spot out these forces? He doesn't, but he's on the move. All the Lemetni moving out over towards the berries, and you can see the Vills are going to be heading out as well. The duck, he spots out all of these units and says, I know where you live. I know where you live. Meanwhile, back towards the base, we can see the reinforcements, rather the primary army here from Vortex is going to be making its way back. He's doing a good job of holding these villages and just keeping them safe for the moment. You can see the horsemen trying to make their way around the top side. The Vills should be able to get back to base nice and safe. They're all carrying their venison steaks. I tell you what, those are some big steaks. Can you imagine cooking up one of those things? Jeez Louise, you guys are well fed, aren't you? Far out. Speaking of steaks, we went to Costco. And one of my friends sent a picture. Like, he went to Costco. He bought, you know, those. Whenever you go to Costco, everything's just so much bigger and stupider. And anyway, he sent through like I don't know, half a deer. And he's like, hey, I bought some meat. Half a deer. And so, you know, we had to go to Costco. We had to buy half a deer as well. You can't be letting your friends just have half a deer to themselves. You gotta complete the deer. It's not actually deer. I think it was a cow. But look, our fridge is now full of cow. There you go. That's your little Costco update. The steaks look that big. Realistically, when my wife was cutting them up, it's crazy. It's wild, man. The economy of Costco. They've actually done a pretty good job with capitalism. You know, I'll say that right now. All right, well, we'll talk about capitalism in another video. Let's leave it for now. The force is starting to build here for Vortex. He's starting to drop down the Kairosophon. Defense, getting ready. He's looking for it. He wants that age up. He knows how important it is. Once he gets to Castle Age, he'll be in a much better position. Now, he can look to just play Juku Nu in the Castle Age as well. That's another option he'll have available to him. But it can always be a little bit dangerous. The longbow's just going to be able to kite you no matter what age you're in. So something that you need to be very cautious about is that longbow mass. He's up to how many longbows? 15 longbows at the moment. I don't think he's lost a single longbow yet. And that just goes to show exactly how strong this combo can be. Vortex now with the Kairosophon. Getting to make its way down towards the outpost. Morville's moving out to gold. Now, he doesn't actually have back gold on this map. This is the furthest to the back that we've got. We've technically got this one over on the east side, but it's not really towards the back. There's a bit of a raid back home. Oh, it's a Juku Nu raid of anything. I didn't think we'd see one of these again in 2025, but it turns out it is going to be the way. Meanwhile, towards the front, Lamentai, they're going very, very slowly, but they do manage to cover for the longbows. Horsemen going to get repelled back. Juku Nu working their magic down. Double Kairosophon going to be able to take down the outpost. That's going to be that problem solved. Meanwhile, towards the front, the Lamentai do an incredible job of screening for the longbows, and the longbows just able to work down these Juku Nu numbers. Meanwhile, back towards the base, the Juku Nu numbers have completely evaporated. So on both fronts, the Juku Nu have lost out. Vil going to go down here as well, and you can see the power of the Byzantines early on, especially in the hands of somebody like Vortex, who just has the ability to micro incredibly well. I mean, most people know how to shoot and scoot, but to be able to cover like that, to be able to commit, it is a real skill, because he makes it look easy, and I'll say that right now. He makes it look very easy, but the truth is, it's not. Especially with the Lamentai, especially with any kind of spearman unit, the issue that you've got is overextension. If you overextend, not only does it mean that you're out of position to cover and protect your longbows, it means you're going to be taking more damage from potential archers that are going to be shooting at you. So for him to be able to keep control as more and more horsemen make their way into the base, for him to be able to keep control just that perfectly, it was really good. That was really, really good. But that's what you expect from him, right? It's Vortex. It's Vortex, fellas. It's Vortex. All right, well, for the moment, the Duck, unsuccessful in the raid, managed to pick off about 2 Vils, lost about 6 horsemen. So I guess that's a trade that you could take. I mean, over the course of the game, it's probably going to work out better. But it's a lot of units that went down right there. Horsemen, Juku Nu, now going to be moving out together with the Kairosophons here. He can just look to focus down the Kairosophons with the Juku Nu. They're very effective at taking out battering rams. I remember when the battering ram change came through, where they basically just reduced the health of all of the battering rams. I was like, this is a China buff, man. Like, I can just spam Juku Nu and there's nothing you can do. But obviously, longbows do very well against Juku Nu. So there was an exception for the English and the Byzantines, who get to steal the longbows. Horseman moving into the TC once again. Is that an outpost? He's putting up an outpost? How about a wall? Can I get you a wall here? Maybe just a little wall across here. Maybe a slight wall across the front. Maybe, potentially. Outpost it is. All right. Look, I'm not going to challenge Vortex. He knows. If he thinks it's an outpost, I'll agree. It's an outpost. No, I knew it. I knew it wasn't an outpost. I knew it wasn't an outpost. It wasn't the right answer. We solved that problem. I'm just glad that he realized, because it's like, why though? You could do an outpost here, sure. You could do a keep there if you wanted, but it's not the right call. Back on the home turf though. Kiljadi, the age up, about to come through. 14 minutes and 37 seconds into the game. And the Montlu Academy has been dropped down, not moving into the Shaolin Monastery, which is quite interesting, because normally we see them, the Juicy Legacy, so at this stage, like, if we look from his perspective, his opponent has not aged up. So by him being the first one to age up, that's going to give him the lion's share of the relics. The only thing is, his opponent, if his opponent clicks up, his opponent will be able to train from the Grand Winery. So you want something that's going to be able to meet that, because now what's going to happen is you're going to need to throw down your monastery immediately, and you're going to need to immediately start training your monks. Now, of course, you can always supervise them out, so you can get them out a little bit faster, and maybe that's the play that he's looking for, but doesn't look like it. I don't see any monastery down just yet. He's got... I wouldn't say he's got decent map control, though, but he's got good army numbers. 21 Jukunu, 20 horsemen. That's decent. That's acceptable. Veterancy now coming through. Golden Horn Tower arriving on the side of Vortex. We're right on board with him, as it indeed appears that the monastery is not going to be... There it is. Okay, a little bit slow on the monastery, 1542. But now the age up comes through on the other side. And now we've got the Golden Horn Tower. You can suspect almost immediately there's going to be a monk in queue here for Vortex. There we go. 2 monks in queue. So he should have the jump start on picking up the relics. Now, of course, there's going to be an element of army control, skill, decision-making, all that kind of stuff that goes into this. But getting the jump on that is quite important. So was there an upgrade that he looked to pick up by having the Montlu Academy? It doesn't seem like it. It means that he's going to be able to collect tax slightly more often. Well, not slightly, significantly more often. And collects a percentage as food. I mean, the food is negligible. I'll say, well, it's not really negligible, but, you know, for the most part. He's looking to try and push in before the veterancy hits. Veterancy just comes in on time. Lametanai now been upgraded, and now he's got a bit of a tough choice. Do you stay around and try and fight? You've already committed to this point. Or do you just back out? And I can't help but feel like the answer might have been to back out. The Vills are going to come. The Akratoy defenses online as well. Even if he loses a couple, as long as he wins the fight, he'll be okay. Jukunu still working their magic. The front line has pretty much been evaporated here, and it's meant that all of the units are now going to be going down. You can see just how much work these Lametanai are able to do. The Jukunu with no bonus damage towards them either. Keep that in mind. So while they do have a decent amount of base damage, they don't get any bonus damage against the Lametanai, which is their primary job, at least in this little matchup, because they're never going to be hitting the longbows. We'll say that much. Oh, geez, he's stealing away the deer. He's stealing away the deer. Grand Theft Venison is on the cards today. Make sure you call bingo if you hit it. Make sure you call bingo, because that's an impressive amount of food that's going to be coming back right now. I think, how much has he just stolen right here? 1, 2? That's 500 food, 700 food rather, that he's just brought back. We'd have to double check exactly what the status of those deer are, but Monk moving out. He's actually got a relic back here. He's going to try and snipe it away. Keep in mind that there was a counter monk moving out by Vortex here up towards the northern position, but it got taken out. I'm sure you would remember seeing that. So now towards the middle of the map, unfortunately, this monk right here, monk. I tell you what, I played monk. I played monk in World of Warcraft. I didn't really. Actually, no, I did. There was an expansion. What was it? I just remember it was like a tropical environment, and you're meant to do the questing in a specific order, and I did the quest in the wrong order, and my friends got so mad at me because we were all questing together, and then they all had to do a suboptimal quest line. Oh, that was funny. Oh, jeez. Anyway, yeah, I played a little bit of Monk there. That was fun, man. I like playing the Monk in World of Warcraft. Didn't like the TV show as much, though. I'll say that much. It was, yeah, I could never really get into the TV show. I was much more of like a CSI Miami kind of guy. Dude, that meme goes so hard. Speaking of memes, though, look at this. Don't let your memes be dreams. Lametanai going to be able to repel for the moment, but he's looking. Oh, damn. If only he'd made an outpost right here, I suspect these Vills would not be taking the damage that they are taking right now. Is he going to commit? He's not going to commit. He's looking to try and keep the units alive, and that's the best call. That is 100% the best call. You just want to keep Vortex in his base. You want to keep him racing around like this. Got the one relic getting stolen. At the moment, he's got 3 in the back pocket. 4th one over towards this side. He's getting outnumbered. Killjadi doing absolute work when it comes to the relic. So, despite having the monastery versus not having... Oh, never mind. I take it all back. Despite not having the Shaolin monastery and instead just going in for the standard one, it's... yeah, he's doing quite well. Now, I will say that it does make sense if we look from like a top-down perspective. The Montlu Academy to come out here over the Shaolin Monastery, you don't really get much out of the Shaolin Monastery. Like, you get a whole, like an instant boost because you've got Shaolin monks, and they're quite, like, they can hold their own in battle. But you're able to pick up all those relics, but it just kind of falls off, right? Like, you don't really get a whole lot of value out of that landmark. And if you compare that to the Montlu Academy, which gives you immediate value... Okay, and then it also gives you significant value in the upgrades that it provides. So as an example, single whip reform is very nice to help make sure that your units or your Imperial officials can be moving around really fast. But we'll worry about that later because Lamet and I are now making their way forward. A bit of a curious attack here. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know about this from Vortex. This doesn't feel like it at all. Okay, that's why we've got more units on the way through. I don't know why he didn't all fight all together. But now that the Lanch Connector have come through, the Lanch Connector could be instrumental here in this attack. He's trying to focus down the units, and indeed he's able to do it. Nesta B is able to continue the rampage on the backside, and you can see the numbers are still looking decent. Any sprinkled in, there is a sprinkled emplacement in here. You can hear the firing of it coming off. So the defense from Kiljadi has been solid here. But yeah, just heading back to that previous point was like the Montlu Academy, you want it, right? Like there's some good upgrades that are in here. The only trouble is that I'm not a fan of this wall. I mean, sure, but at the same time, like, how are you going to defend this? This wall, all this wall does is just stop a couple of units from getting through. That's pretty much it. And then, you know, they burn it down after 30 seconds. But the Montlu Academy it's making more and more sense to me. I'm talking myself into it. I like regional inspection as well. It's a very nice upgrade. Like once you move into siege, you start supervising a siege workshop. You get regional inspection, and you're printing like a nest of bees every 7 seconds or something stupid like that. It's crazy good for that. So that's another interesting component. The other thing to note is that when you go into the Yuan dynasty, for the Zhuxi legacy is not as powerful as the one for the Chinese. The Chinese get extra movement speed, whereas for the Yuan dynasty, it just reduces the cost of specific units. And because of that, it's just like, it can be good, don't get me wrong. It's just that rarely does it feel like you're getting a huge amount of value. Let's just put it that way. All right, let's check in with Vortex in the north. Farm numbers starting to look good, or Olive Grove numbers starting to look good, rather. Still no second TC coming out for him. No second TC coming out for either of these folks, in fact. And that's going to mean that we are still just on that slow economy grind. Now, to be fair, Vortex has lost a lot of vills. He's lost 15 vills compared to the 4 vills that Kiljadi has lost. But on top of that, there's also a bit of a villager number that's starting to build up here. Now, there's going to be an element of Imperial officials involved in that. But for the most part, it's just Kiljadi with a pretty big advantage. Now, that final relic over towards the right, still yet to be picked up. Do they know about it? Nope. Nope. Neither of them know about it. I mean, technically, Kiljadi just knows about it. It's right on the edge. You can see it if you're looking. But you got to be looking for it. All right, we've got Nesta B's working. Nothing really happening just yet. There were obviously a little bit of firefights going off, but no big connections, as evidenced by the health of all these units. They're very healthy, Nesta Bs. Hey, Nesta Bs. Hey, Nesta Bs. Hey, bro. That's so painful. That's so painful. Wow. I'm not even kidding you. That literally might just lose him the game. Holy moly. Did he just disconnect, bro? He's actually just AFK. And now all the army's getting chased away. What I very clearly should... I think he just DC'd. I think either he DC'd, or his mouse ran out of battery, or the cat jumped on top of the keyboard and he had to get the cat off and the cat started biting his face, or Mum came into the room and said, hey, dinner's ready, and he said, Mum, I'm just in the middle of a game, and she said, well, it's ready right now, it's on the table. He said, can I have 5 minutes, Mum? So it's a little bit personal. Anyway, what happened there? That's so sad. Like, when you look at the numbers here, like, far out, dude. 600, 1200, 1800. I feel like for stuff like that, we need a rewind feature. Like, you just need to rewind it. Be like, hey, man, sorry. Mum just came in. I need 60 seconds rewind. Okay. Boom. Done. Because now everything's gone out the window. How does he possibly defend this? A single cat has ruined his day. Damn it, Spot. Spot, why did you have to go and ruin the... Dude, this is so painful now. This is so hard to watch because of that. Was it just simply... Was it just a misclick? Did he just accidentally click on a villager and the villager ran and then it's happened to me before. It's happened to me before. You know, what happens is if you issue commands too fast, the command doesn't go through. And so if you right click and then you press S, the S won't go through because the right click goes through instead. It kind of like overrides it. Is that what happened? And then you've gone back. The other thing, I don't think it happened. That looked very intentional, like they were moving. But if a unit gets attacked by something, oh man, look at that number. Far out. Wow. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to think. That's tough. That's really tough. Now this is only a ranked game. This could have been a tournament game. It's not, but it could have been. That's so painful, man. I don't think any game's got like a rewind feature like that. But I tell you what, if there was ever a case for it, it would be a situation like that. Hey, bro, do you mind if I rewind? I just lost 1,800 resources of units accidentally. Like I misclicked. Nah, that's not gonna go too well. But speaking of going well, right now Vortex's position is starting to look more and more impressive because he's converting this military lead into an economic lead, starting to take out more and more vills. Obviously, the first gold is finished over towards the west, so naturally he comes towards the east and finds plenty of vills. They're being chased down, chased around, and now that the gold flow has stopped, that's going to mean that there is a lack of nest of bees that are going to be associated with the army, and as a result, it's going to mean harder to hold on the front. Things are going well for Vortex. I tell you what, he was given a gift right there, and that gift was 3 nest of bees. Wow, that was so sad, man. That was so sad, dude. Oh, it's been a long time since we've seen something like that. When was the last time that we saw something like that? There is one bug that will happen, that has happened before. Like, it happens to me. It's not really a bug. It's one of those things where it's like, it's a frustrating component of the game, but that's just how it is. So, as an example, when a unit is attacked, it will go and attack the other unit if it doesn't have any other command. So, if you're underneath a town center and you issue a command to a unit, so you're attacking. We'll focus on the game, and then we'll talk about that a little bit later. And we'll get into it, because I don't think it was that, but that's going to be an option. But Nestabee's firing off. He's going to try and hold the defense here. The numbers are very small for Kiljadi, and it just goes downhill so quickly from here. He's got the 3 Nestabees, but the number of frontline units is very low. He's still going to be able to hold for the moment. Okay, all right. The dream's still alive. The Vil count still even, despite losing quite a few in that last fight. He's moved over towards the west for gold, or at least starting to migrate over towards that position. Longbow's able to take out the first of the knobs. 2 more knobs remain staring at him. So basically, it's interesting. So if you were inside the town center radius and you have a horseman, and you tell that horseman to come outside the radius, if it's running and the shot from the TC hits it. Okay, let's watch. And the shot from the TC hits it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. I mean, I don't think there's much more out over on that side. Varangian guard. He's gonna have to delete it. Delete it. He didn't need to delete it. It was all part of the plan. Meanwhile, towards the front, we're still pushing out. Foreign engineering company. I tell you what, if there's ever been a time right now for an Imperial Age, that is definitely it. After your opponent's just gifted you 3 Nesta Bees, he's still getting decent damage on the backside here. Vortex gonna have to fall back, but you can see the numbers are just overwhelming. Now that relic has been handed over to Vortex as well. That's gonna give him the 3-2 split. Longbow numbers still looking good. And triple Nesta Bee still online. A little bit of a raid back here as well. He's lost more vills. Oh my lord, he's lost more vills. He's lost another 10 vills in that time. But yeah, we'll get it out eventually, don't worry. So if the horseman is running to this position while it gets shot, it won't aggro back into the TC. But if it makes it to this position and the projectile is in the air and then it lands outside of the radius and the unit stops, it will then go back in. It'll be like, hey, you just attacked me. I'm going to attack you. So it's quite finicky in that if your unit has a command while it gets attacked, it will obey the command. But if the command has just finished by 0.01 seconds and it gets attacked, then it will then return under the TC and then begin to go and attack the TC. So there's this whole like tiny little window where if you unfortunately just stop moving, and the reason why I'm saying it is because like I've had a situation where I've told my Nesta Bees to get back, and as they've like gotten to this point right here, the moment that they hit here, like a single longbow arrow has come in and hit the Nesta Bees, and they're all turned around and be like, hey, what did you say about my family? And then they do, no, not again. No, not again. Not again, Killjardy. Oh, okay, he picked it up. Killjardy, I swear. Killjardy, please Killjardy. Don't do it. You can't. It's. Stop. Killjardy, just back away. Back away. I've got PTSD. I've got. There's trauma associated with that area of the map right now. We can't look. We can't look. Okay. Villager deaths. That's an acceptable trauma. We can take this. Don't make me look. Killjardy, get back. Vill count. It's no, don't make me look. Oh my lord, he's really committing. Oh, he's really committing. Okay, all right, we're going in. This is definitely a better oh, he's 100% committing. This is a much better option for taking out this outpost. This one outpost has been quite annoying in the defense. Vortex, 151 population. Now got the Royal Cannon out. Royal Cannon's gonna try and take down these Nest of Bees. You can see the number of knobs he's got out here. I tell you what, this would have been a completely different game if it wasn't for that moment. That single moment, those 3 Nest of Bees decided their mind was their own, was a sad state of affairs. I mean, it could have just been him commanding them to go do that thing. Can we get a little bit of a line formation in here? Can we get a line formation, Killjardy, please? Oh, he's attacking from the north. Looking to try and find a way through. Is that an elite upgrade? It is an elite upgrade. Nest of Bees nestled in between the infantry. First one's gone down. Second one about to as well. He's got 3. That's 2. That's 3. 3 only remaining. Working it down. The cannon from a distance, firing it off. That's the second. Rather, that's the 4th one that's been taken out. Infantry number continues to dwindle here for him as the cannon continues to take out and rattle the back lines, and that's going to be it. 5 Nest of Bees taken out. 6 Nest of Bees taken out. The numbers, unfortunately, not in his favor. The elite unit's way too strong. It's a combination that he's used since the feudal age. He's been able to get Lametanai and longbows out, and today it is still Lametanai and still longbows. It is a wonderful combo, and that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Vortex is victorious. The duck quacks out. Well, not really. He didn't quack out, but it definitely felt like his Nest of Bees quacked out at some point in there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave it there. Of course, we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you go check out these creators. The link is in the description.